Hello. I have to have a serious operation. Otherwise I'll die. Apparently. I don't know. I don't know, it's apparently it's a routine operation in England. Just not for my gender or age. So I've just been a bit thrown off about everything. I've done a bit of research into it, and more common in women over 40, like my mum or my nan, when they had theirs. So, yeah, I have to have an organ chopped out, which will be fun. Yay. No, I'm joking about the situation because it's the easiest way I can deal with things. Basically, 3 nights ago now, I was in this severe pain, like wanting to die, and a couple of years prior I'd been diagnosed with costochondritis, and I was like, okay, it's just costochondritis, it hurts, it's the same symptoms as heart attacks, but this time I was on the floor like I was gonna die. And then the next night happened again, and I just kept thinking my son's gonna find me dead. That's all I kept thinking. But nausea hit, and it was horrible. It was absolutely disgusting. Like the costochondritis sort of pains I'd had in the past, like these 2 nights were like 100 times worse. And I couldn't sleep and everything. And then my mum messaged me in the morning. And I was just like, oh, you're right. I was like, no, I'm not feeling well. She's like, oh, what's up? And I was just like, oh, I was killed over in pain, wanting to die the last 2 nights. And when I sit up in bed, I'm too dizzy to sit up. And this is horrible. So my mum was just like, you need to go to hospital. Go to hospital. So me and my son, we jumped in a taxi, went to one hospital, went to another hospital, got checked over at the first one, ECGs, all that stuff. They're like, no, you haven't had a heart attack. The next one I went to, they're like, no, but we need to check your bloods. And they checked my bloods, and something came up in my liver. And I was a bit shocked about this. And by this point, my mum, who lives 5 hours away, she's already on her way, right? And I guess it was like a movie scene where, when you see like on TV where something dramatic, like something like really powerful's happening, and the character walks in, oh, you're right. Like I was being checked over in a room, right? Hands under the lungs, everything, and my son in the room. It was getting late into the evening because I'd been at hospitals all day. I was dizzy, everything. And they were telling me that like something was wrong with my liver, and I could hear my mum outside the room, and she walks in. She's like, oh, you're right, smiling as she walks in. She's just been driving for I think it took 7 hours because of traffic. And they were just like, I turned to her and I was just like, something's wrong with my liver, they're telling me now. And my mum was just like, what? I expected, when I went to the hospital, I expected to be diagnosed with POTS or something like that, because there's bits of that in the family and stuff. No, I was told that my gallbladder, there's an issue with my gallbladder and it's killing my liver. And that scared me. They're like, yeah, this levels which are really, really high in your bloods for your liver, so you need to come back tomorrow and have a scan. And it was late in the evening. I thought I'd have to stay the night, and I didn't, and I went back today, and I had to have an ultrasound, and I could see everything, and I hadn't eaten in I was been losing weight, so I've been doing some fasting and stuff like that, and I wasn't allowed to eat because of the scan, so it's 2 days into no eating at this point, 2-3 days, and they did the scan. They're like, have you eaten? I was like, no. They're like, oh, there's just that many gallstones. I'm like, what? I found out that your gallbladder is the thing that does bile and stuff and helps with digestion and everything. Mine has no bile and is so full of gallstones that, imagine a deflated balloon filled with marbles, but they're probably sharp because they're calcium deposits, obviously, which are gallstones, just fill up. That's my gallbladder. And it's like, yeah, this is an emergency removal. I was told the day before that surgeons need to see me, and I spoke to a surgeon today, and it's like, yeah, this needs to be removed ASAP. So yeah, I'm 26 and I have to have my gallbladder removed, and that's scary because, like, I'm joking about it and like making laugh, like, ha ha ha, you know, I'm losing my gallbladder, it's fine. You know, my mum had hers taken out, my nan had hers taken out. That's one thing they told me, it was genetic, this one. But being a 26-year-old male, having it taken out is very different. You know, I've never known a guy to have his gallbladder removed. I'm sure there's many men who've had it removed. I have certainly not known anyone in their 20s to have this removed. And the fact that mine is killing my liver, and the fact that the night before I was keeled on the floor thinking I was going to die, taking medicines, putting peas on myself, getting in a hot bath, everything, thinking I was going to die, deciding to get out of the bath because I didn't want my son to find me dead in the bath, thinking all this stuff because of the pain, to find out that actually if I didn't go to hospital, I don't know how long I would have left it, because I was told it was costochondritis. I was told it was the wrong thing years before I went to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. And I was diagnosed with costochondritis. Now, if you know what costochondritis is, that is a musculoskeletal problem where it feels like a heart attack. No, I've just been having gallstones at a very young age for years, for physical years. And no one even knew. I got diagnosed with acid reflux, I got diagnosed with costochondritis, I was diagnosed with everything but what this issue is. And if this was found a few years ago, it would have been removed then, probably. But the fact that they found it because they thought I was having a heart attack, they actually checked my bloods and realised the level in my liver was too high. That's kind of screwed up. So yeah, I was diagnosed with the wrong things, go figure. Now I'm being diagnosed with the right thing, and the plan initially before today was they're going to put a camera down my throat and everything, and then I saw the ultrasound with my own eyes, and they can't tell me how many gallstones I've got because there's too many. And now I'm sitting in my bedroom, just gone midnight, my mum's asleep on the sofa, my son's asleep in his bedroom, and my brain has just been ticking over. I've been joking about, like, haha, yeah, I've got to have an operation. I'm scared of operations. I had one on my foot, and that was, I don't know, I just thought I was going to die under anaesthetic. And now I've got I know it's only a keyhole surgery, but I'm still having an organ chopped out. And my mum has said for years how she regrets having hers removed, how she would have done anything to not have it removed, because she only had these 2 gallstones, and mine is worse. Mine's worse. So, yeah. The only thing I can say is I've been having these pains for years. I sat on a balcony in France after scattering my nan's ashes, in pain, going, this costochondritis hurts, I cannot have this forever. And it's not costochondritis. I was misdiagnosed. I was misdiagnosed with costochondritis, and it's really, really annoyed me, to be honest with you. Every pain I've been getting, shoulder pains, everything that I have been getting for years has been because of this gallbladder. And I've heard that some people are perfect after and some people aren't after it's been removed, and you know, I've known people to more not be okay, so I'm worried. I'm 26. I'm having an organ removed at 26. I just just don't really know how to deal with it. But on a lighter note, I found out I have an abnormally large spleen. I said spleen. I have an abnormally large spleen, which apparently it's abnormal, but it's fine. So I guess that's kind of cool. Blood levels and everything else are fine. In regards to when I'm having the operation, though, they said it's the NHS. So, in 4 weeks' time, I've got to have the am I fit enough to have it appointment. And then, within 4 to 6 weeks after that, I'm going to have it. So, by Christmas, I won't have a gallbladder for certain. And if I'm keeling over in pain again between now and then, go to hospital and I'll probably get it removed the same day, they said. So it's the waiting game. If I'm suddenly in pain, then I have to go. And I said to them, what do I do until then? And they said, honestly, just live your life. Live a low-fat diet life. And I said, I do live a low-fat diet life. In fact, they checked all my organs and I have no fat around my organs, which is great. I'm vegetarian. I eat little to no fat. I don't even eat processed sugars. I've been like this for years. And yeah, so hearing that I have to continue with the lifestyle I've got, I said, can I still do my weightlifting and stuff? And they're like, yeah, go for that. You can continue lifting weights, do your exercise, whatever. But it's like, okay, I had ideas for holidays coming up. I was looking at a lad's holiday with some friends. I was looking at potentially going to Australia. I was looking at taking my son to Greece in a few weeks. And these sound great. But then what if I'm keeling over in pain? What if I am in so much pain that I can't do anything when I'm abroad? So, for the rest of the year, am I travelling? I don't know. If I do, it will be for short trips, maybe like a day or two away, and just hope for the best. Take medication, do everything right, have it as stress-free as possible, because obviously stress affects these things, and having a child, trying to move, looking at schools, dealing with a cat that rips up carpet, everything. And now an operation thrown in. So it's all good. I just wanted to get this off my chest. I just needed to talk to the camera because I've joked about it. I called my dad, I was like, yeah, it's all good. I spoke to my mum, just laughing about it, from my side at least. But really, I'm in a lot of pain, and I'm trying to ignore it, and I can't. The pain is nowhere near what it was. I wasn't keeled over like I was. When I say keeled over, I mean I was on the floor. I thought I was going to die 2 nights in a row, and I didn't tell anyone. I have a child at home. I'm just like, this is the worst costochondritis pain ever, and it's not even costochondritis. So all I can say honestly is if you get pain, go get it checked, because I'm the person who doesn't. For years, I got told costochondritis years ago, if I went sooner with all this pain, maybe it would have been sorted sooner. There's other issues I've had which are all related, which means not only am I going to have this removed, all these other issues which I've had, these other potential disabilities or whatever, they are not going to be there. They're not going to be there, and that's going to be great. So yeah, I just needed to talk to the camera and just say what my brain's going through. I'm not here for sympathy or anything like that. I don't care. It's just I have to suddenly have an emergency operation, and I wasn't expecting it. So, if you want to see some videos coming up, I have no idea what I'm going to be uploading, because I had all these plans, genuine travel plans and stuff. I had quite a few plans, and it's stress things that I'm trying to stop. I have to live a stress-free life, which is going to be great, but it's so difficult. How the heck am I going to live a stress-free life? I don't know. That's one thing I'm scared about, because I neglect stress, as in I just take it all. Family, friends, kids, life, work, making money, even stress I get every day just from YouTube, from knowing about YouTube and trying to deal with things and trying to work out ideas and stuff. Everything's stressful. But I'm just, I'm okay. I'll get through it. I always do. Alright, I'll leave you guys here, but thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy, subscribe, like, share, comment. I'll get some interesting content out soon. Stress-free content, but it should be fine. Okay, goodbye for now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Adios. Goodbye. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.
Rage in my gut, stones like knives, liver screaming, burning lights. 26, ripped open alive, gallstones grinding, trying to survive. Like acid corroding my core, surgical steel I can't ignore. Anesthesia whispers, darkness descends, scalpel bites flesh where life contends. R.I.P. my gallbladder, crushed by disease, liver bleeding, begging please. Stones of fire slicing my veins, surgery triumphs, pain remains, incisions burning, clamps like chains, gallbladder harvested, body drained. Stones collected like trophies of war, metallic taste of bile I abhor. Liver survives the slaughter of bile, intestines recoil in surgical style. Blood on the sheets, the scent of death, gallbladder gone, I gasp my last breath. Gallstones defeated, my body reclaimed, 26 years yet forever made.